Toyota is going to mess up the redesigned Tacoma. I can see it happening. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Robmotive. You know, I've been seeing some information, reading some information, and seeing some pictures and things, you know, the spy shots of the upcoming redesigned Toyota Tacoma. And man, the more I read and the more I see, the more I think Toyota's gonna mess up the Tacoma. You know, they did it with the Tundra. Now, this is probably personal preference, I suppose, but I don't see the new Tundra as a vast improvement over the existing Tundra. You know, we had the V8 engine, we had the looks, the power from that V8 engine, the simplicity of the truck. Well, they completely went away from all of that. They changed the looks, they lowered it a little bit, they put the different engine in it. What happened to our V8? And I've even heard from a lot of reports that it's not getting really much better mileage than the V8 gave us. I think they caved. I think they did it for political pressure, and maybe they had no choice. But the government kind of dictated what Toyota did with the Tundra. And I think the same thing's happening with the Tacoma. You know, I've seen some of the spy shots out there. Granted, the truck is heavily camouflaged, but still, you get an idea of what it's gonna look like. I'm not digging it. It looks kind of like a mini Tundra to me. And there's been a lot of talk, a lot of chatter out there about that indeed Toyota is creating a mini Tundra for the Tacoma. I hope not. It'd be different if the Tundra was this really awesome looking truck, right? But it's not. And I think it's a mistake. I think right now we have the best looking midsize truck on the road in the Toyota Tacoma. It could be tweaked a little bit, I'm sure. But why change it so drastically or make it like the Tundra when you know it's not been received that well? I mean, certainly Toyota's aware of the chatter out there. Can't be a secret to them that the Tundra is not what we wanted. So anyway, I think they're gonna make it kind of Tundra looking. It's gonna be like a shrunken down Toyota Tundra. Not a good look for the Tacoma. I don't think it's the way to go. Now, as far as the powertrain, you know, this depends. You know, for me, I'm not so sure it's a mistake going with the Turbo 4. I've had the Turbo 4 Santa Cruz, and I have to say that thing was quick. You know, I was driving it the other day on the freeway, looked down at the speedometer, and I'm doing 90 miles an hour, man. That thing just wants to go. And I think it would be awesome if we had that kind of responsiveness and power in the Toyota Tacoma. It might be the saving grace for me when it comes to the redesigned Tacoma. I might be able to overlook a little bit of its shortcomings, the shortcomings that it seems it's going to have, if it has that kind of power. We shall see. But I know there's a lot of people out there who are not into the turbo engine. A lot of people don't want it. They'd even rather stay with the current lackluster V6 that we have. Although, and I mentioned this a lot, it can be improved by going with the Sprint booster. It's throttle lag, I think, that is the biggest problem, although it could use more power as well. But the Sprint booster gets rid of that throttle lag. It makes the truck be more what it should be. So yeah, the engine. I think they're making a big mistake. So yeah, the engine. There's a lot of people out there that really aren't looking forward to a Turbo 4. Me, I'm still up in the air a little bit about that. As long as Toyota gets the tuning of it right, gives us the kind of acceleration that I want anyway, and I know there's others out there too that want that. People tell me on the channel, so I'm not alone there. Now, as far as the interior goes, you know, the interior of the existing Tacoma is not horrible as it is. Yeah, it's a little bit dated, but they did have an update recently, not too long ago, a model or 2 years ago, where they changed the infotainment system, made the screen bigger, all that stuff, and it does what it's supposed to do. It's not the most up-to-date blingy thing out there, but it does what it needs to do. It's easy to operate. Everything is intuitive. Everything is easy to manipulate. I think they have it set up pretty darn good right now. This new system that they're going with, is going to be one of these protruding screens, unless you go with the little dinky one that fits in the dash. It's going to be one of those up above the dash. It's the way that Toyota is going. You see it in a lot of their different models. It's in the Tundra, it's in the cars. It's just what they've decided to do. Instead of kind of making it part of the dash, they just kind of stick the screen in there and make it something that really doesn't blend well with the rest of the truck, I don't think. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with that. I don't know that doing that is an improvement to the truck. And after all, when we're going with a redesign, we really want improvements, right? I mean, we want something ideally that's better than everything else out there. Now, if you look at Toyota's history, they don't seem to do that. They never seem to be cutting edge. Maybe it will be different with the Tacoma. I hope so, but they never really seem to be cutting edge when it comes to their vehicles. They're just kind of following everybody else. It'd be nice to see Toyota as the leader, and they could be. Why not? I mean, they have the #1 selling mid-size truck as it is. Hopefully they won't do anything to ruin that. Trim levels, that's going to be interesting to see. You know, we have the SR, well, we have the workman's truck. That's the most basic you can get. Then we have the SR, the SR5, the TRD Off-Road, the TRD Sport, the Limited. We have the Pro. So we have several trim levels. It's going to be interesting to see if Toyota goes ahead and does the same thing with the redesign. Are we going to have the same stuff? And I'm not so sure that they should. I mean, when you come out with a redesigned truck, I think it's a time to come out with new things. In other words, it kind of puts a little shadow on the redesigned truck if you just go with what you had before. It's not going to feel new. If for nothing else, then they're going to have all the same stuff that they had before. So maybe some different named trim levels, if you will, or different option trim levels. You know, I'd love to see an all black option. Now, I know they have the night edition now, but I hope they carry that forward when it comes to the new one. And I've got to say, what I really would like to see Toyota do is come out with a truck that's designed to look just like the leaked or spy electric trucks that we've seen out there. That's the white truck that I'm talking about. I think that truck looks awesome, and I think it would be really cool if that was the design or the look of the redesigned Toyota Tacoma. We shall see. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, talk about that a little bit. You know, I keep hearing these things, seeing these things, and I don't mean this to be a negative video, just a realistic video, just the facts. But I'm concerned that Toyota might be coming out with something that is really just a mini Tundra, which in itself has not been well received so far. Leave a comment. Let me know. What are you hearing? What are you seeing? Are you concerned? Do you think that Toyota might be messing up the new Tacoma? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Robmotive Rides, all about my new, to me, Mercedes-Benz, and Robmotive JT, all about Jeep Gladiators. Check them out, and if you're interested, please consider subscribing. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.